Hi guys, welcome back to Kitcar Direct and MK Sportscars. Well, what have we got for you today? Well, we have Tony's HAYABUSA Turbo MK Indy Classic in for a test drive. Can't wait, looks exciting, lots of horsepower. But then we roll into the workshop and we give you updates on Project S2000, Project K20A and some chassis that we're dealing with, fitting brake lines and going out to customers. So let's roll those VTs.
My name's Tony and I've got a MK Indy with a HAYABUSA turbo engine. So kit cars, I think I've had 7 or 8 over my time. First one was a Robin Hood. And then I've had a few of the Jeremy Phillips cars. I like his cars, they handle well. I had a Stylus which I put the rotary turbo engine in it. And I had a Fulcrum which was a good car. A previous Indy to this with a Pinto engine and a Tiger with a Z-Tech. And then and this one came along and it was too good to be true. So this car is an Indy Classic, 2008 it was built as a HAYABUSA powered car, but it was naturally aspirated. I bought it from the guy who built it. He built it because he was an engineer and he enjoyed building it, and it was built to a high standard but to a very basic spec. It didn't have anything fancy, it was just used for pub meets and the odd road blat. And then after he'd had it about 5 years, he put a whole shot racing stage 3 turbo engine and kit in it, but then virtually hardly used it. It was only suitable for road really. It had big wheels, it didn't have an exhaust silencer, and it wouldn't have taken anything on track. So I got it about a year and a half ago, and then with your help and a few others on the various groups and forums, it's now what it is, which is vastly different to how it was back then. Well, it's geared to 146 and it did that at Snetterton on the back straight, so I know it'll do 140. I know it'll top out. It's standard gearing in it, so but it's got 16-inch wheels on the back to 15s on the front to give me a little bit more gearing. But yeah, it's ballistic in a straight line, and that was only on the middle boost setting. I haven't really used it on the high boost. That was more for pub talk, but everything has changed. So it's got the dry sump kit from you guys, and the big 5-litre tank. As you can see, I've put it, cooling is my main concern, so it actually runs a little bit too cool on the road, hence the number plate in front of the oil cooler. But oil temps, water temps and intake temps on track are brilliant, which is, after building a lot of cars, one of my first things I want to address. And then heat management, so these things aren't very nice if you catch fire. So and then I like got to look nice. So yeah, the little things. I put the wider arches on it. You know, 13s would be a better wheel for handling, and maybe for track I'll get some, but I think they look better with at least a 15 on. My favourite thing about the car is the attention it gets. We were at a little car show locally the other day, and there were Ferraris all over the place, and I had a crowd standing around this for most of the day.
Ready when you are, boss? Yeah. Right, so here we are in Tony's HAYABUSA MK Indy Classic Turbo. Low boost. But what we do is get it out on the highways and byways, let it stretch its legs. So obviously it's a bit noisy being a bike engine, but that's the theatre of it all, really. You want that noise. And what boost are we on, Tony?
Middle setting.
Middle settings, about what? 8 psi, 280 of the wheels. So, well, I know what Yamaha's the turbo goes like, so this is going to be way up there. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Well, that's exhilarating. If I had hair, I wouldn't have any more. That's ridiculous. Lighting up the back wheels, absolutely lighting it up. Pretty much any gear, I reckon, but yeah. Here she goes. Woo! Yeah, man! Yeah. Awesome! That's too fast for the road. You'd never get tired of that. That is rapid. And you're not even really leaning on it, are you? Not really. We didn't even get a shift. Yeah, we're touching 8. Look, we're on the road. We're being a little bit more sensible, but that's bonkers. Bonkers. Love it.
That was another 100 horsepower.
Yeah, we don't need another 100 horsepower switch. We've got one, but we don't need that. That is, wow. What a machine. What a machine. Oh, that's awesome. Awesome. If Tony ever sells this car, buy it. Buy it. Trust me, buy it. Right guys, back in the workshop here. I hope you enjoyed Tony's little test drive out there. That car is way too fast on the road. It's bonkers, it's bonkers. But anything with a turbo is great fun, for sure. Whether it be an MX-5 base kit or whether it be a bike engine turbo, they're bonkers. Love it. So thanks for Tony. And if you want your car featured on a weekly workshop walk, then obviously hook us up on a phone call, email, etc. We'd love to hear from you. What we got here? Let's roll into here. We've got a MK Indy RX5. So had going out to Julian. This is going at him. It's had the brake lines fitted, brake line tees, billet pedal box fitted, floor pan, and fuel lines fitted as well. We've got a couple of these that are rolling out. And obviously we're continuing with the chassis production. And on that note, let's point up here somewhere. You'll see the production schedule with your initials and your first line of your postcode of you're moving up the order for the next 10. So these will be delivered out already, and it may have even hit their doorstep, and you'll see the build progress on these. So we've got Mike's one and Julian's one heading out. So, but if you want the process, want to know more about the RX5 or the Indy R or the Hayabusa based cars, look us up on an email or phone call, and we're happy to discuss it with you and what the options are. But yeah, it looks great. Looking forward to seeing this one progress. Right, let's get into S2000 time now. Well, as you know, this is progressing. So it's all little bits and bobs, but as well, so alternator belt's gone on. This is obviously for when you've not got the power steering, so power steering deletes one. Throttle body's gone on. Coil packs and new plugs have gone on. Things like the horn bit's gone in here. We're modifying the exhaust. Interior wise, we've finished the fitting of the tunnel top. We've just got to dress that up with the gaiters as well. The handbrake and gear leaves the gaiter, but all the tunnel's been fitted. Dashboard's all done, switch gear, digidash, ignition key, all in, mocked up as well. Now Dylan's on with fuel tank fitting. Fuel tank's gone in. This is having the ETB digidash, so it has a fuel level sender. Has the swell pot on the bottom of these on the bottom of the tank, so that's all going in as well. And then the back panel will go on once we've finished all this bit. Just easier access once you're doing it. So these are solid strap mounted in, and we do an earth strap. Remember guys, earth strap for your fuel tank. We pick it up on the TPC. Earth strap for your fuel tank on the for IVA. They like to see a nice cable running up to earth that, and we do that on the top of the sender here. So a top tip. But this is all coming together. We're rolling on with that. So S2000 engine, bonkers, love it, of course, and the orange combination with the black. Oh, killer. Right, K20A time. So it's a Mazda based car, but we'll run in all Mazda front and rear uprights on this and Mazda gearbox, but we'll have the Honda K20A engine in here from the Civic, you know, Type R, or if in America, the Acuras and stuff like that as well. Well, progress has gone on with this. Side panels have been trimmed, cut in, ready. All the IVA trim's gone on as well. Steering rack, front shockers, pedal box, brake lines, fuel lines, wiring loom. Interior panel set's gone in, tunnel prop's been mocked up, fuse panel, all of that, steering column's gone in, billet pedal box has gone in, rear suspension and A-arms have gone in now, fuel tank is also fitted, wiring loom already labelled, ready to go, braided brake lines, all that's been plumbed in again. This is running, we don't run the Mazda pump on this, we run an external pump, so that'll be fitted under here, like we do the same with the S2000. We don't use the Mazda on this, we use a brand new pump. And again, this will have a digidash, so that's going to have its sender in the top there. But Mazda running gear and Ford running gear, very, very different in the terms of the chassis layout for the diff and everything else as well. And I'll tell you what, we'll rock over and let's have a look at the engine that's going to be going in. Right, so this is the beast of the engine. It's the K20A2 variant of the engine. Well, what it's going to be going into the chassis there, so it's Mazda running gear, so it's the Mazda gearbox, which you can see here. This is a 6-speed gearbox, this particular one. We're running the stock plenum, which we've gone through and checked, etc. We're going to be bolting that on shortly. But then engine's done. These are the new engine mounts that we've done. For them, we don't use anything that's off Mazda, etc., because the chassis are now designed for, well, 3 engine types: Mazda, Honda, which is S2000 or K20A, and we pick up in the same position here, always on the chassis, and this engine mount is based on those. We will be running a remote oil cooler on this particular one, and on the back here is the adapter plate, and then we'd have a new clutch and flywheel and everything else. It's the same, it's a Mazda clutch, and this will be on and bolt up to the gearbox. This is what that's made for. And then we do a water pump delete here, so this section here gets all the water pump, power steering, air conditioning, and everything else gets deleted, and then a plate will go on here, and we'll have the much smaller and lightweight alternator, which is this one, which will be mounted, well, that way around, which will be mounted here. We've made all the bracketry, just finishing off the laser cut parts for that as well. So again, it's a horsepower gain because you haven't got any of the internal water pump, running the electric water pump, much better for it. We'll put it on, most of the Davis Craig stuff now is electronic, so it's electronic controlled. You can get them to control through the ECU as well, so we may even look into that, but if not, it'll have a standalone controller, or we'll program it through the ECU. So this bad boy, in the next week, will be going into that chassis. So it's getting all prepped now. We've serviced it. It also has a baffle in here. It's an aftermarket baffle we put in now. Obviously, if you're going anywhere near a track, but even on the road, it's just precautionary. If you're a good driver, quick driver, we've put a baffle in there as well. So to stop it, obviously the engine is normally mounted this way, and we're mounting it that way now, so we're doing that as well. So yeah, looking great. Can't wait to, well, run this up. I know we're all excited about this going in. It's all been mocked up, but it's just now final prep, cleaning, detailing, bolting it all together. So in the next week, I think by next week's video, you should see this bad boy in that chassis. Okay guys, the MK Indy Classic here, Fireblade with the 919. We've pretty much buttoned up on this now, so the next job is test drive. So do you know what? Look out for that test drive coming up in a future episode. That'll be rolling out, and hopefully we can get this back to the customer as well. So if you want to know more about the K20A installation, the Mazda chassis, the Hayabusa based cars, the Ford based cars, then obviously you know where we are. Hook us up on an email or drop us a messenger, phone call, whichever you want to do, discuss your options. We can talk you through the process. But hope you enjoyed it, guys. Like, share, you know where we are. Catch you next week.